on, and we are live.
We are live.
All right, let me set this up. So we had an issue with this thing connecting on time, but we started still right at 12.
Right on
so
time.
Awesome. Let me get this set up. We're good. Let me close that fucking door though, because it's gonna make a shit ton of noise.
Letting everybody on Instagram know about it.
Yep. Post on there.
All right. So we're about to get going. It's Friday. It's noon. And so it's AZ Flip Guys time. So we're going to give it a minute for some people to get going here. But we have a new topic. Want to kind of go over where we're at. Got a couple new deals in the pipeline this week. We're going to be closing. Let's see. I guess we've closed on everything. We just got renters in place, so we haven't started the rehab.
Well, we closed on that Clarendon deal this week, so that was good to see that gone.
Right. That one was a wholetail. So
Yes.
we don't always have to, if you put it on MLS, you can usually get a little bit more than what wholesale you can wholesale it for. So
And I mean, I ended up making a little bit less than I would had I fixed it up and done the rehab myself. But at the same time, I didn't have to wait all
less
that time, to do it. And most of my deals are like 6 months from the time that I started to the time that I actually finish up over there. So it definitely saved me a few months in that time process. Allowed me to get some more money back into it, and then go back and potentially buy this other deal. So I have this deal that we just got today that we're looking at some numbers. So I just asked the wholesaler to send me the contract, and we'll get moving on that one.
Sunnyslope is changing big time. I mean, if you just go south of here, you have $1 million houses, really old time Phoenix. A lot of people have been here for generations, and then you go right up here a mile this way up the mountain. It's the point. It's luxury. So.
Sunnyslope is a weird neighborhood. I remember, I don't know if I ever told you guys, well, I probably told you, but I don't know if I ever told you guys. When I first started in sales, I used to do like street sales. So we used to go, from house to house, it's from business to business selling stuff. And one of my favorite areas to sell was down on Hatchard, because most of our people would go on main streets, and for whatever reason, they never looked at Hatchard. I remember I used to live on 19th Avenue in Peoria a few years back, so I was familiar with Hatchard. I used to like going down there to get some carne asada and shit like that for when I was doing some barbecues. So anyway, I used to go down Hatchard all the time, and that was my main thing. But, Hatchard is a real shitty road, and there's a lot of fucking crackheads and tweakers up in that road. Right. On the south side of Hatchard, there's a bunch of like mechanic shops and different types of metal scrap parts and different types of yards and stuff like that. So there's all kinds of dirty shit, and there's all kinds of areas where you can get a lot of bums and a lot of tweakers and a lot of crackheads kind of putting in there. And Hatchard would be right. I mean, that's basically considered Sunnyslope from 19th Avenue all the way till the other side of Cave Creek. So I used to work all that area, and I'm like, man, this area sucks. This area is full of crackheads. This area is no good. But as I move further, and eventually when I got this place over here, the one that we're at, the one that I live at, I saw the address, and I'm like, man, I don't want to go there. It's fucking Sunnyslope, bro. I don't want to fucking live there. And then I saw that this was on the east and the north side of Sunnyslope, which is completely different than that side of Sunnyslope. However, the reason why we're saying that is Sunnyslope is changing. There's a lot of properties out there, and I've been saying this for years, man. I mean, I really have been saying this for years, and I'm really working to create a large fund to be able to redo all of Sunnyslope, because if you think about it, anything south of Dunlap, anything south of the canal sells for a whole lot more than anything north of the canal. Right. And Hatchard basically runs right through the canal. Hey, Wendy, how you doing? Ebony, hey, how you doing? Hey, Ebony, help me by sharing this video for me, please. Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, just south of the canal, man, everything's good. Then you get south of Dunlap, which is the first major main street right there, and now you're in north central Phoenix. So these are, you have multi-million-dollar homes in some of those areas. You have million-dollar houses. You have, 500,000. I mean, there's no house in that area. Even the small, shitty ones, they all go for at least 300,000. anywhere between 7th Street or shit, even like 16th Street now, all the way to like 19th Avenue. That whole area between there, Dunlap, and like, I don't know,
between the
Camelback.
freeways, yeah, between the freeways, it's going to be affordable pretty soon. Which is a change, you know, especially if you grew up in Phoenix. I mean, Sunnyslope always had the tag of, you know.
Oh yeah, Sunnyslope was bad, bro. So when my first one of my first real jobs was working at the Sunnyslope Circle K. Oh. So it was 19th Avenue and fucking Peoria, bro. And I had the night shift. Real dangerous. So I remember, what's up, Nate? How you doing, buddy?
Yo,
so I remember that fucking when I got that job, everybody was like, "Oh man, you got to be careful." You know, the last few people have been stuck up there or robbed or whatever. So I was like, "Dude, I don't know, fuck Circle K. Like, if somebody comes and robs me, I'll give them the money. I ain't trying to fucking be a hero. Fuck no, not for $100 or whatever the fuck that was." So anyway, I knew the whole reputation of that, and there used to be a community center, which is funny because it's actually catty corner to the 16th Avenue house that I did. They had a community center over there. Somebody got fucking shot up with a shotgun, bro. And I remember because I used to work at that Circle K, and there was this little kid who used to come here. I would call him a little kid, but he was probably a teenager at that time. He used to come with his bike every day to buy a soda or something. So, you know, we used to shoot the shit, and he was like, "Oh yeah, man, dude, somebody just got shot down there, and it's just, you know, really bad." So, I mean, you never know. Hey, how's it going, Nate?
Nate.
Yes.
Nate's got a lead on a really good property that will be a good add-on over
nice
east side. So hope we get that one.
Yes. So, and Nate will give you a little shout out on there. So make sure you stay, because I'm going to need you to put up a link here in a bit. But anyway, that's the south side of Sunnyslope. Now you go on the other side of the mountain, which is north of Thunderbird. That's what's known as Moon Valley.
Moon Valley, right.
Moon Valley is a pretty well-off to-do place. I mean, they got, you know, they got a golf course right in the middle. They got a hill on the top where they got some houses up there. They got really nice houses. And so anyway, there's really no other where for this area of Sunnyslope to eventually go.
Right.
Currently, right now, it's filled with a bunch of pockets of like crack houses and fucking old trailer homes and real shitty duplexes and real shitty apartments. Orlando, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Orlando? Yeah, there's a lot of multifamily there. There's a lot of, we sold one on Mountain View. It was, oh my gosh, it was like 10 units, and it was crazy cheap because it's so bad. But if you can buy those, hold them, and then last through to where the whole area, you know, is upgraded, they'll be worth, you know, it's tied directly to your rent. So
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. This whole area here is just primed to blow up because there's no other way. You know, as you said here, just north of my house, all of this leads into Tapatio Cliffs.
Yeah. It's all nice by all this.
But
nice
it's I always tell people, like, so you go right here in the corner, 7th Street and Mountain View, right? On the northwest side of that, there's a shopping center, which is a nicer shopping center. It's got Il Postos, it's got the lounge that I used to hold my events, it's got the Scramble, it's got these other nice little places, and literally right across the street on the other side, so on the southwest side of Sunnyslope, there's a Circle K, and it's like fucking Crackville. Yeah.
Oh, that one, yeah.
I mean, and they're literally right across the fucking street from each other, but that's kind of how it goes. Like, Mountain View separates, for the most part, the nicer versus the not so nice.
Right.
Are we still there? All right. Hey, so I need here. You keep it. Tell them about Wethersfield. I'll be right out.
All right, Wethersfield. So that one was a pre-foreclosure. We got that from Nathan. He locked that one up. We had to do a post-possession for a couple minutes. About a week it took. And it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And it's going to be a nice remodel. After repairs, around $180. Ironically, I've never done a deal in the 35th Avenue and Cactus area, but we got 3. So it seems like things kind of happen that way. Things go in threes. So we have one with Christina and Ryan. We got Wethersfield, and then we got this other one that we're going to be doing. We did some posts on that one. So other than that, we got the one on Cavalier, and I want to talk about the one out in the East Valley. It's south of Arcadia, and so a lot of people are doing add-ons out there. It's real popular. The dollar per square foot is high. It's $200 and up, so people can really add on, make a lot of money in those neighborhoods. So we're
all right.
That one.
And I'm back.
You got that taken care of?
Yeah, man. Well, you know, bro, because we work here out of our house. This is my house that we're doing all this stuff, and my house is it's a revolving door. Right. There's always somebody coming in and out. I mean, if you just hang out here for a day, it's always an adventure here in my house. So, so do we? I saw that you put some pictures up there, and we're actually going to be going there tomorrow. Right. Did you let them know about that?
Nope.
All right, so we mentioned this last week, but tomorrow we're going to be doing a property tour over at our Weathersfield property. As we mentioned, we're going to be doing this through Facebook Live, and we're also going to be doing this through Instagram Live. So that way, wherever you're at, anywhere in the country, whatever you're doing, you guys can look at it. And in addition to that, you guys can actually look at it at your own leisure. You don't have to be there. We're going to do it at 2 p.m. I got a money lender that I'm talking to in the morning. You got some family things that you got to do in the morning. So, excuse me, we're going to do it at 2 p.m. And you guys can join us live on there. Hold on. Let me see. Javante, you guys invest in the East? Oh, yeah, for sure.
I live in Mesa, so I prefer to not come out here, but absolutely.
So we invest all over the place. I mean, I got a property over in Chandler. He's got a few properties here on the West Valley. I would say the majority of your properties are probably closer to the East Valley, right?
Not anymore. No? We're all west, yeah.
Shit, well, I mean, yeah, so we do, anyway, Javante, we do actually invest all over the valley. So if you have any deals, make sure that you send it out to us. And make sure that, we'll take a look at it. So anyway, we wanted to talk to people like Javante. We wanted to talk about, hey, Amy, how you doing? I haven't forgot about you. I'll let you know if we're going hiking or not, because I just got a fellow investor / dude who raises a shit ton of money hit me up that he wants to go mountain biking this weekend. So if that happens, I'm going to take him up on his offer. But if I do go hiking, then I'll call you. I do have your number. Yeah, she's like, whatever,
whatever you liar.
Oh, man. I actually wanted to go hiking this Wednesday, but that's when I had the surgery there on my neck, which we can talk about later. So anyway, guys, this is... we wanted to talk about people, like I said, Javante, we want to talk about other people that have messaged us. We've been doing the AZ Flip Guys for close to a year now. And, well, actually, no, it's a little bit less than that, because that's when we did the Santa property was our first one.
That's right.
So what do you think? We're like 6 months? 7 months, somewhere around there.
months.
All right, somewhere around that area. And we do get quite a bit of messages individually, as we did. And a lot of times people message us on the AZ Flip Guys page about how to get started, how to get into the business, how to be part of this, what can they do. I get a lot of people that say, hey, man, I'm interested in what you're doing. I'm going to go get my license. Is having my license necessary? Or, they have a lot of different questions about this particular business. So what we decided to do is we decided to actually find a way to get people an opportunity to work with the AZ Flip Guys. As we mentioned on our last video, we've made wholesalers well over $80,000 here in the last month, just out of the wholesale commissions that we're doing. We're going to be, like I said, I just locked up another property today, so they're going to be making some money off of me. I got another one here where Nate's going to be making another like 15 grand off of me, so it just is what it is, and we enjoy doing that. But there's also a lot of people that want to kind of get started in the business. So what we're doing here at the AZ Flip Guys is that we're providing an opportunity for you guys to come in and work with us. Now, you're not going to be working with Chris and myself directly, but hey, Martha, how you doing? Actually, Martha's a great example of this, what we were talking about. So you're actually going to be working with one of our partners here, one of our partners that we mentioned in the videos, Nate. So Nate, if you're still on here, I need you to comment the name of your page that you're doing everything from. So basically, we've been working with Nate. I don't know if I mentioned this last time or not, but Nate was my first mentor student. I've been working with him for about 4 years now, and it took him a while to finally get it, but he's been getting on a roll here. He's been actually building up more leads than he can handle. Right. So we're adding to the team.
It's time for Nate to leverage. So, I mean, there's a lot of people out there, like we said, that are contacting us. So we're going to filter them through Nate because he knows how to do it. We've done it in the past, but he's doing it now. It's always a ever-changing thing, what's working, what's not working. So he's got the leads, he's got, the training. So
yep. And one thing that if you've been following the AZ Flip Guys, you will know that we believe in systems. Me particular, I'm a big preacher when it comes to systems. There's right on my freaking office right there. I got a big old whiteboard. Right on the whiteboard, there's a section that says, "How can I get the most accomplished while doing the least?" Right. That's something that I believe dearly within my heart, and a lot of that comes through systems. You know, we're launching a new company here, dude. We're fucking. If you guys, little AZ Flip guys here, Phoenix Open House Services. Dude, this shit is taking off like fucking crazy. We haven't done no fucking marketing. We're just getting our last bit of our system. Fucking Chris Runzio is the man. Runzio, man. Organized chaos. Bro, he set up a badass system. We're just working out all the little tweaks and stuff we've been working out here in the last 3-4 weeks, just kind of getting all the little stuff worked out. But yeah, anyway, we're big believers in systems, and one thing that I like here about my buddy Nate is that because he is my student, he's been really following that message, and he's not only created a system, but he's following a system. So if you're coming in here with no experience, or if you're coming in here with a little bit of experience, you know, some of the people that we've got have come from other places.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, they've been doing it for 4, 5, 6 years, yes, and they still aren't getting it. So, you know, join in, you know, learn what you're doing wrong, and then it's probably accountability. You know, people need to be held accountable for, you know, what they say they're going to do.
What's up, Ben? How's it going, man? So, you know, accountability is definitely something, but I think a lot of people need some type of structure. You know, as entrepreneurs, so people like us, we become entrepreneurs because we don't really like structure. Right. We don't like having a boss telling us what to do and stuff like that. However, as human beings, we all need some type of structure.
Right.
I'm a big believer in loose structure. Some people are more believers like Nate here. He's more of a firm structure type of guy. But either way, we believe in structure. So there's certain things that have to happen in a certain way, and that's why we create the business system. So the great thing about what we're offering here is we're offering anybody within the Phoenix market. If you're serious about starting in real estate, you can do it the way that I did. You know, when people ask me,
yes, Amy. S. Nathan is his name. That's who we're talking about.
Yes, S. Nathan.
The guy who said, send me a PM, send him a PM.
Hey, and put your fucking page on there, bro. That's what I need you to fucking do, so then people can go and check it out on the later. Who was that just commented on there? Hey, Daniel. How's it going, buddy? So anyway, when people ask me, and I'll share my story, and then I'll have you share your story, because everybody's different. But one of the biggest questions that I get here starting in real estate is, hey, man, how did you get started? You know, how did you get to the point where you're at? Right. How do I get there? How do I learn real estate? Actually, I think, let me see. Who was there? Amy.
Daniel, what's up,
Daniel, dude, I haven't seen you forever.
I was just about to say, where is this guy?
Motherfucker, I'm still waiting on my steak. You and your girl owe me a steak from like last year. Yeah, we're supposed to go to downtown.
You never forget a meal.
I don't forget shit, bro. I don't forget nothing. I mean, I don't care if they do it or not. That's fine. I'm just fucking with them. But still, y'all motherfuckers owe me a steak. So anyway, you know, most people ask me, hey, how did you get started? How did you get to where you're at? And like I said, man, whenever you get to it, I'm fine. I'll be in town for the next 2 weeks. After that, I'll be in Haiti. And then after that, I should be in town for about a month or so. So anyway, you figure it out with Christina. Just message her and she can put you on my calendar. Anyway, so I always tell people, like, how did you get started in this business? You either pay somebody to learn or you work for free. And then they asked me, well, how did you get started? And I said, well, I worked for free for many years for an investor. Yeah. So when I first got started, I started with a guy named Derek Jar. He had a company called Done Deal Solutions back at that point. Eventually, Derek Jar went to go start up Green Street Realty, and I think he owns Green Street Construction now, or Green Street Communities. You know, the ones that do all the new buildings and shit.
Killing it.
Yeah, man, they're killing it. Derek is the man. But anyway, I started with him. So he only had leads. He was like, bro, I can offer you leads, and that's it. I can offer you some leads, and I can email them to you, and then you can go door knock, and we'll give you the west side because you speak Spanish, and there's a lot of bilingual people over there, so we'll give you the west side. At this point, I had no computer, I had no printer, I had no scanner. So I had to drive from the west side of Phoenix all the way to Scottsdale just to pick up leads, to drive back to the west side of Phoenix to go door knock. There was no guaranteed money. There was no guaranteed hours. There was no reimbursement for gas. There was no draws. There was none of that stuff. It was just you go, you do what you have to do, and you fucking make it happen.
Right.
That's all it was. It took me, I want to say it took me a few months before I actually got my first check.
That's pretty common.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
Common.
But anyway, that's how I got started. I got started simply by following leads, knocking on some doors, lining up. I knew nothing about real estate at this point. And all I was doing was I was locking up appointments so then my buddy Brian North, who now owns North & Co., fucking, hey, shout out to Brian North. Brian North was the first guy to show me how to door knock. So Brian North was one of Derek Jar's original door knockers, and when I first started, I was one of the first guys there. So fucking, he took me out door knocking with him, and that was my very first time. My very first deal that I closed, Brian North was the guy that came in and signed the contract. And then we had, it blew up, it went all fucking crazy. The seller ended up selling it to somebody else, and we had to like threaten the seller with lawsuits and all kinds of stupid shit to get it.
Record that.
Yeah, we learned how to record the contract. We learned the importance of recording contracts. But anyway, man, Brian North was my, he's my super good friend, and he's the guy who kind of put me in that scenario. But my job was to get Brian North on the door. My job was to get Brian North an appointment so then they can lock it up. And then once they sold it, then I would get a percentage of the profits. And that was basically what we did. So anyway, that's basically what we're offering here. But before I get more into that, I want to hear how you got started.
Well, I went a way that a lot of other people try to, just because I quit my job. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I had enough of it. I'm like, I quit. I went to real estate school. So, I was making money as a realtor. And then that's how I learned to be an investor. I got pretty lucky during the crash. I was hired by a REO company, a foreclosure, Anyways, their model was to do light rehabs, kitchen, carpet paint type rehabs, and try to get more for the banks, because banks were just giving the properties away because they didn't have an AC, they didn't have a stove, it needed work, so they would have to sell them for cash.
Yeah.
So I got paid as a realtor to go. They would pay for everything. So I would line up the contractors and I would learn how to rehab these houses. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, but my brother-in-law helped me out. I figured it out. And so as a realtor, I fixed and flipped like 40 houses for them over a couple years. And
nice.
So, I got really lucky. So I was able to make money while I learned, but also I've taken the classes. And so I took a little more hands off. I've never done the door knocking. I mean, I have, but that wasn't a strong suit of mine, so I like when they call me.
And everybody has their strengths.
Right.
Not door knocking is not for everybody, but it definitely is a way for you to get in when you have no money, when you have no experience, when you have no knowledge of real estate, when you don't know. That's the great thing about door knocking, is that you don't have to know shit. So if we give you a lead, you go to this person's house, you knock on their door, hey, this is what I'm doing over here. And they're like, well, what are you guys going to give me? I don't know. What do you think the house is worth? I don't know. What are you guys going to do with it? I don't know. I'm not the investor. I'm just here seeing if you guys would even be interested, so we can set up an appointment with the investor or my boss so they can see what's what.
Right. You're going to have pre-planned questions, and it's going to take the conversation in a certain direction, so they pretty much tell you what's important to them.
And like I said, and that's what we're putting out there for anybody out there, people that have been messaging me, people that have been messaging Chris, people that have been messaging us on our AZ Flip guys who want to get started. That's a great way to get started. And to me, personally, I believe that's the best way to get started. It's like we used to say in sales, man, it's going to grow some hair on your peaches. That's the type of sales that you need to be doing if you want to get past shyness, if you want to get past being scared, if you want to get past all this stuff. Direct sales was the number one thing. So I mentioned to you guys earlier that I used to do direct sales down in Hatchard Avenue. Right. The company that I started that when I was 22. And the company that I started that with, they used to sell anything. Like, dude, we used to sell anything, bro. We used to get this little fucking box and fill it up with like attaché bags, lighters, knife sets, coloring books, water guns, flashlights, all kinds of shit, bro. Like any fucking shitty Chinese product we could, and we would just sell it out there. I remember that the guy, his name was Craig Henshaw, the guy who used to run that place. That motherfucker told us, if you stick with this for 6 months, I promise you, you will never, ever, ever have problems finding employment for the rest of your fucking life.
If you know how to sell.
And your life will forever be changed. Now, at that point, at doing those type of sales, most of us are young, most of us are hungry. You know, it's commission only. We're all like, rah, rah, we're all trying to get all pumped up. And a lot of people failed. So I know that there was a lot of things that Craig said that he just said to pump us up. There was a lot of things that were just, he said what we needed to hear at that point, right? But I know for a fact that was one of the things that was 100% honest. Like, I knew it because I knew it. As soon as I was doing it for a month, I was like, man, this is crazy how I'm able to come in and communicate with people. So door knocking on the real estate side is that version of direct sales. You know, it's a way to get directly in front of the people. It's a way to learn the business from, like I said, with little money, no experience, no knowledge of real estate, and just basically, you know who's the best door knockers? The people that just don't give a shit. I mean, and I'm serious. The people that just don't care what people say. Because at the end of the day, it's just a numbers game.
Absolutely.
Right?
You got to get a certain amount of no's before you get a yes.
Exactly. It's like, who's the best guy at pulling girls? It's the guy that doesn't give a shit, right? The guy who's like, hey, would you like to go out with me? No, okay, cool. Hey, would you like to go out? No, okay, cool. You know, not the guy who takes it all personal and like, oh, man, okay. And, or Mormons. You know what's... Oh, yeah, that's her. So Nathan has found out from his experience that Mormons are badass door knockers, which makes a whole lot of fucking sense. Because they've already had to get past that from their missions. Yeah. You know, if you're a Mormon, if you're a devout Mormon, by the time that you're a teenager, you're out there, you're doing these stuff, and by the time you turn 18, you have the option to go on your mission. Right. And you have to go and you have to door knock on people's stuff. So anyway, he's actually hired a few people that are Mormons that have worked out pretty good for him. That's fucking hilarious, huh, Daniel?
Well, that's where I live. I know lots and lots of Mormons. Well, so if anybody following my page, hit us up.
Well, you know what they say about Mesa, right? Mexicans and Mormons.
Our household has both.
Oh, but it's one of those things that you don't know until you kind of go into it here. But the same thing, it's for the same fucking reason, because they don't have the oh, well, what are people going to laugh at me and say that? Because they've already gone through that. They've already gotten over that. It's already past that. So if you have the thick enough skin to get past that, if you think that that's something that you can do, like I said, we have many different positions that we're looking to fill here. And in addition to that, we have many, many different ways of expanding within the system. So our initial goal is anybody that starts off as a door knocker right now will be able to then progressively, systematically grow into the part where they're dissecting the deals, where they're signing the contracts, and eventually if they want to start flipping houses themselves. So we want to progressively help systematically grow. Yeah. What was Nate saying over here? I want to find a Mormon Mexican girlfriend. Go to Mesa, bro. I mean, if you have that many Mexicans and if you have that many Mormons, it's only a matter of time that they're going to fuck, and it's only a matter of time somebody's going to pop out a kid. And it's been like that forever. So you go to Mesa, bro. Go to Mesa.
They got singles. They got singles wards where everybody that goes there is
Isn't Paul Mormon and Mexican?
No, man.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. So our buddy, his assistant, Paul, he's a Mormon and a Mexican, so they do exist, Ben. They do exist. But anyway, so that's my take on this. What is your take on this? On not the Mormon Mexican thing.
You threw me for a loop on that. Yeah, if you're in sales, if you knock doors, oh my God, call us. I mean, I don't know what you're selling, but it's not as high a dollar as real estate. You're going to make more money.
Yes.
I love talking to the people in the kiosk. I love when people give me a call, cold calling. I'll talk to them all day because I like working with salespeople. I like hearing their sales pitch. I like hearing their scripts because you can tell, once you see it's automatic, then it's on. You know what I mean? Because then you're just knocking doors. It's automatic. You go, you move to the next. And then the other thing I was going to add to that is when he does send you to a part of town, because we live in a gigantic town. Mm-hmm. So your deal that land deal over in Avondale.
Yes.
The guy who bought it, I went out to his place to meet him and get the contract signed. In the meantime, I never go to Avondale, especially not Old Town. I was driving that little hood. There was like 15 driving for $1 potential deals.
Yep.
So wherever you're at, always take a different route home. You know, always look for that boarded house, the ugly house, it's gold out there.
And that's another thing here that we have is because we have the system. Hey, John, how's it going? All the way from Canada, right?
All the way from Canada.
All the way from
Montreal.
Right. So because we have a system, if you're not the door knocking type, but you have ability to generate leads. If you have hey, Pam, how's it going? I'm still waiting to hear from you regarding that one problem that you called me about. Let me know if you fixed that shit or not. Anyway.
Yeah, let me tell you, different ways. I just got a property, and you want to know how? My buddy always goes to visit his dad in the nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
So he spends a little time. He talks to people. He's nice. He found a couple who needs to sell their house because he said, he works for me. So what do you do? Oh, I do construction. I locked it up. It was a great deal, man, and he's going to get paid on that. I mean, all he had to do was just tell me. He had to give me a phone number, and it's going to be worth at least a couple $1,000. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and that's the type of thing that we're talking about here, you know. And even if you have an ability like that guy, you know, who just generated the lead, he didn't actually have
aware.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's not even in the business, but he's aware of this opportunity that's out there.
And that's what we have here. So if you guys have any potential leads, if you guys are out there finding your own, like I said, city violations, your own fire damage, your own foreclosures, your own probates, whatever it is, a lot of people are good at finding those things. You know what's crazy is that you're good at what you're good at and you're not good at what you're not good at. That's just the way it fucking is, right? So there's people that are really, really good at finding deals that have no intention. Or, hey, Alex, what's up? Oh, shit. Is that who I think it is? Yes, Najish, how you doing? She is from Haiti. She's actually going to be helping us out with some stuff that we're doing for the Haiti trip.
Beautiful.
So, anyway, Chris, she says she likes the movie cup. Is that what that is? That was last year, so it doesn't work anymore.
I guess take this one now.
But there is people that are good at finding leads. There's people that are good at generating leads that are just not comfortable with door knocking, just have no interest in it. I know this one guy who literally just fucking stays in his condo all fucking day long. Like literally just sits there like a fucking little mole and just and finds leads and shit. And he's got no interest in conversating. He's got no interest in talking to anybody. He's got no interest in doing anything. And the people that he works with, they give him a set percentage for every lead that closes. So that's the type of opportunities that we have here also. So if you guys are interested in any type of form of coming into real estate, specifically if you have no money, no experience, and just looking to work your way, work hard through your way to it, because this is a marathon, it's not a sprint.
Right.
And we're just giving the people an opportunity out there. I can't guarantee you shit. I'm not going to guarantee you shit. And if you're the type of person that needs a guarantee, you're in the wrong fucking business to begin with.
Get a job.
Like, get a fucking job, yeah. go be miserable somewhere at a fucking call center like that. That's not what you're going to get over here.
But I think there's a lot of people out there. They're hustlers, you know.
They're willing to... Daniel knows who I'm talking about.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead and say what you were saying.
I don't know, man. I lost my train of thought.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so that's what we are. That's what we're offering over here. That's exactly what we're offering. It's just an opportunity for people to come in. If you are interested in the business, if you currently want to move into this side of the business, or whatever it is that you want to do, let us know. Martha is a prime example of that. She actually came up to me after we did our hike not last week, but 2 weeks ago. We took a hike that Martha joined us with. And she was like, hey, man, I want to get more into the business and I want to do that. And I'm a realtor right now, but me and my husband are looking to get more into the flip side of things. And we've been talking about it. We've been kind of diggly-dallying and not showing. So I'm like, look, here's what we can do. I got Nate. We got a system. We can plug you in. And she's been out there knocking some doors. Right. So hopefully she'll get a deal here soon. And hopefully we can cut Martha a nice couple $1,000 check here in the near future.
Yeah, Martha, if I could give you a little bit of advice, is stop marketing as a realtor. It was probably 5 or 6 years ago when I sent my last letter as a realtor. I'm like, this is stupid. Why am I going to try to get 3% when I can get 20%? So don't stop marketing. Do your thing, and you can get commissions along the way. You know, so it's really easy to be in this business with your license. You know, it's easy either way, but there's multiple ways of doing it. You know, just hustle and always know that you have this in your back pocket.
Yeah, and I mean, having your license is not a bad thing. You know, when I got started, I was taught that having your license is a bad thing because of the you have to follow certain rules and regulation, you have to disclose what you're doing and stuff like that. But there's also a lot of positive things that come with having your license. So, you know, what he's trying to say is don't stop working as a realtor, just stop marketing out there as a realtor. Our buddy Ernest here is joining us.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Ernest, we're trying to figure out a triplex kind of in the ghetto.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to comp those out, you know.
Yes.
Anyways, what's up, Ernest?
Yeah, so, anyway, Martha, that's what he's saying. But Martha's a prime example. She's somebody that just wanted to go out there. She's got thick skin. She knows what it is. She knows it's a numbers game. And you know, the one thing that I do say all the time is that if you're a woman and you want to be in real estate, hit us up. You know, because I've been in sales forever, and I will tell you that the best salespeople that I've ever seen have been women. The problem is a lot of women don't try for sales. You know, a lot of women, especially when it comes to work, they want to kind of have the guaranteed money or something like that, especially if they have kids or something along those lines.
Right.
But being a woman is definitely a plus when it comes to it, because men want to talk to you, women feel more comfortable talking to you, kids feel more comfortable around you, old people feel more comfortable around you. So it's a lot of benefits that come with that. Is that Valentin? Hold on. Valentin, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you in forever. Saludos. Yes, set up the meeting with Christina over here. Set up the meeting. We have to talk about you and your group here helping us out with the Haiti thing, because I already got that all lined up. And then also, you got to go somewhere or something?
No.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, and I thought we were going to about 45 minutes. We got about another 10 minutes. Anyway, and then set up the meeting with Christina for next week, because I said I'm leaving in 2 weeks. So set up a meeting. We'll talk about that, and we're all good. And yes, Nate, like I said, you've known me for, 4 or 5 years now, and I've said that from the beginning. Women. We need more women in this business, because it just makes it a whole lot easier to do it. And we're at a point now in our society, we're at a point now in our life where it's not like they're not going to take you seriously for being a woman.
Right.
When I first got started in this business, I was like, I used to drive a shitty Saturn. It was a fucking Saturn. I don't even know what model it was, but it was a Saturn. Some of you young kids won't even know what the fuck a Saturn is. It was an Ion. Yes. So he had a fucking Saturn, and I was brown skinned, and I came from no money whatsoever. And I was very worried about what people were going to say when I knocked on their door and said, hey, you're in foreclosure, we buy houses cash. And they're going to look at me and you're like, how the fuck are you going to pay cash for my house? Like, you don't have it. That's what I thought initially. What ended up happening was that nobody told me that.
Right.
Everybody was like, dude, I'm like so glad to fucking see you. The people that needed
because you're helping them
Yes.
out. You know what I mean? You're doing them a favor. They're not, you know.
They didn't give a shit. They didn't give a shit what type of car I had. They didn't give a shit what color skin I was. They didn't give a shit any of this stuff. They just cared about how I talked to them and what we were able to do for them. And that's all they cared about. So anyway, that's what we're putting out there to anybody out there of any age range, of any nationality, of any sex, but especially if you're a woman, we definitely want you on our team. We definitely want you on our team because, like I said, we know for a fact that is a slight advantage when it comes to this real estate game. And as long as you know how to take a no, as long as you don't take it personally, as long as you know how to be consistent with it, and as long as you know how to follow through, you're going to get deals, because you're going to get deals just like my buddy Daniel there. You know, him and his longtime girlfriend Lisa came up to me. I met them through my first assistant Angelique. And they wanted to talk about real estate, and they wanted to talk about how I get into the business. So I talked to them. I told them how I was. You know, I pointed them in the direction which they're currently at right now.
Right.
And I looked them right in the eye. And Daniel, you can verify this, and Lisa, you can verify this. But I looked you motherfuckers right in the eye, and I said that as long as you guys stick with it, that I promise you guys that you guys will make fucking money in 9 months. And I think you guys may started making money like in 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, they got off to a quick start.
Tell these motherfuckers, because I'm not fucking lying. I looked both of you and Lisa in the fucking eye, and I said, if you guys stick with it, you're gonna fucking do it. They had no real estate skill. They were both like artists. They were both in school. You know, Lisa was more of an educated type in that sense, but they were no type of sales personality. You know, they weren't the type of people that you look at and be like, damn, that motherfucker is a sales machine.
Right. But they listened, they learned, and then they took action. System. That's the most important thing.
And like I said,
they went out and did stuff.
And they connected with First deal in 5 months. Yes, that's what's up, buddy. It's still better than 9 months, though. Not better than the 9 months that I said.
But then how many? Then that's when it's rolling because you got to, you know.
They start feeding the funnel.
You got to fill the funnel. You know, you have all these leads coming in. You might pop one immediately, but you might pop one 6 months down the road when they get a little bit more motivated.
Yes, and then after the 5 months, then the deal started coming more consistently and more often. And then I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel, but I think it was about another 3 to 5 months after that when you guys made your $20,000 check. So verify that on me.
$20,000 check. How many people out there with a job have got a $20,000 check in one?
Exactly. Check? And once again, this is the type of person that is just like everybody out there. Like I said, neither Daniel or Lisa was the creative sales machine. None of them had sales training. None of them did any type of door knocking. None of them did any type of stuff, any type of jobs like that. They were the complete opposite of that life. And then just because they listened to people, just because they attached themselves with somebody that knew what they were doing and followed their system and continued to do it, was that April 2006 20 Ooh. Checks. Yeah, $20,000 check. Yeah, buddy. As I said, guys,
deals.
Yes,
21 deals. That's
awesome.
That's amazing.
And once again, guys, that's just because you believed in yourselves. I remember, and once again, you can verify this, Daniel. You and Lisa looked at me and you said, "Hey, do you think I got it?" And I said, "Don't fucking matter what I think. It matters what you think. Do you think you have it?" They knew. And honestly, man, I'm so proud of them. I'm a little disappointed that I can't work with them directly. I was kind of dealing with my dad passing away at that time, but I'm so glad that they're connected. And at the end of the day, they still benefit me indirectly. You know, because the people that they deal with, John and Paul, we're partial owners on a commercial property. We have a few flips going on together. We've done a few flips throughout the years, so we partner up and create win-win solutions. And sometimes those deals come from Daniel and Lisa and the leads that they've been able to get on there. So let me see.
It's time to throw us a few deals. All right.
Any type of person can learn to sell. It's a skill, not a talent, and that's definitely correct. And that's the great thing about this is that with the system in place. Once you join us and once you join the system that we have in place, the system is there to help you guide through that. And as long as you follow the system, you don't have to have any you don't have to have any talent. You just have to follow what it is. And eventually throughout time, you can develop your skills. Right. Once again, Daniel, you can testify to that. Lisa can testify to that. Anybody else who has done direct sales, who have done any type of sales can testify to that. So I want to put that out there. Nate put out the link. If not, guys,
his tech guy posted earlier. He said they're working on the page. So for now, just PM them, but we'll have a link for you.
Cool. Yeah, and I met his tech guy, man. That dude is fucking sharp. Dude's fucking 19. He's
be on our team.
Yeah, man. he's I'm so glad he's on our team because once again, guys, if you guys are new, if you guys want to get started, if you guys are just like my buddy Daniel was here in 2015 when we spoke, if you guys are just willing and eager to learn, ready to understand that this is a marathon, not a sprint, and understanding that as you continue to progress forward, you're going to end up knocking out those deals. You're going to end up doing all those things. It's a great way to get into the business. Yeah. And then just like always, I mean, if you rather not do any of that, if you have some money set aside, if you have an IRA, if you have a 401k lingering from another job, if you have some money just sitting there that is not doing shit.
If you know people with money,
we can always partner up with that. But more importantly, on this side, we're talking about the people that actually want to get and started in the business. So if that's you, message me, message Chris, message Nate, hit us up. We'll talk about it. Let me see. You don't need any tool to sell, only personality in your mouth. Yeah, and honestly, if you follow a system, you don't even fucking need personality. I've seen motherfuckers with the shittiest personalities be the best sales. Like, fuck, you just got to be able to say what you need to say and say within a way that in a time frame and follow the system that will do it. And that's exactly what we have here is created a system to guide you guys with that. So CashFlow Kris, BP the Mentor. Make sure you guys tune in. 2 p.m. Arizona time tomorrow. We're going to be live at the Weathersfield property. So if anybody has any questions about flipping, if you have any questions about what we're going to do to that property, if you have any questions about anything regarding that house or anything regarding fixing or flipping, make sure that you follow us live. Make sure that you're connected with us on Instagram under @AZFlipGuys. Make sure that on the AZ Flip Guys page, you've hit the follow button on top so it notifies you when we start videos. We're not starting bullshit videos. We're not over here doing, just wasting your fucking time. We're delivering content each and every single time, delivering our expertise, sharing our stories. So we're going to be doing that. If you found this useful, make sure that you share this on your page. Make sure that you share this with your friends, because what we're doing here on the property tours can be looked at by anybody in the world at any single time, and you don't even have to check us out live. You can take a look at it after you're done, before you go to bed, whatever you choose to do. Take a look at it on fucking Sunday because there's no more football. Whatever you choose to do. Anyway, CashFlow Kris, BP the mentor, AZ Flip guys. See you guys later. Talk to you guys next week. All right.